Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
Welcome to the fantasy. Why was that such like a raspy?
Welcome to the Fantasy Champions.
Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name's Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always. It's Bob and Ricardo.
What's up?
Yeah, no, I don't know what that was.
That's you on like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I was just telling Rick before we started that I woke up at like 2 a.m. I went to bed at like 11:30, or at least I fell asleep then.
Yeah, like I said, 3 hours of sleep.
Woke up at 2, couldn't fall back asleep.
It's going to hit you hard in like an hour.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to be like conking, and I have so much work I need to do.
Good luck.
Take a break and talk about fantasy football for an hour and a half. Is that how long this takes?
We'll see.
I'm also extremely hungry, but that's enough complaining. It's week 12.
Wow, it is week 12, huh?
Some leagues are still doing that week 16 championship. So this week, next week, last 2 weeks of the regular season for you. If you're doing a week 17 championship, extending your season 1 week because the extended regular season for the NFL, then you got 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Is that how it should be? Most leagues.
Which way should it be?
It should probably be the week 17.
I know a lot of leagues. I forgot to change one this year, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually, if you were going to change it now or not. Because I'm in another league.
Midway through the season.
Well, because I'm in another league and they just did that last week. Someone brought it up to him and he was like, "Oh, my bad," and changed it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone even thought about it. There's leagues that are like 13 weeks too. So
yeah.
It's not even based, like, that's not even the base on Sleeper either. If you start a league, it starts at week 16 championship.
Right, yeah.
But either way, the season is almost over. This is grind time, okay? This is the time for you to construct your fantasy team and start building. I don't think there's going to be too many waiver wire moves that you can make at this point that are going to change your team. Most of those happen within the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. But we're going to give you guys that you should pick up for this week. Specific matchups that are good. We'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, before we jump into the waiver wire, check out our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can listen on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and any other podcast platforms. Be sure you leave a review there and share this pod with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and then like and comment down below any waiver wire questions you may or may not have. Like, should you drop Laviska Shenault?
Yeah, that's a question a lot of people are getting right now.
You keep him in a dynasty league.
Yeah.
There are some players that are dynasty darlings or Twitter darlings.
Mm-hmm.
And they love these guys on Twitter. And maybe they aren't just any good.
Yeah.
Bought into Laviska because of Twitter, and, well.
I know, thanks, Twitter. Next year I'm going to try to avoid all the Twitter takes. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, you gotta. Well, yeah, no. Avoid the Twitter takes and formulate your own takes, even if they match the Twitter takes.
It honestly makes me scared if it matches the Twitter takes.
I know. There's this one guy on Twitter. I can't remember what his name is. Not to at somebody on the podcast, but it literally Twitter bio: Jalen Hurts hater. And so you can imagine the stuff that comes out of this account.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, he said that they should bench Jalen Hurts for Gardner Minshew just to see what Minshew can do.
Oh boy.
And then Jalen Hurts has been actually pretty good the last 3 weeks.
Yep. What is he saying now?
Very quiet.
Right.
All I hear is chirping in the background. Not like like chirping and like trash talk. Chirping as in like silence. But either way.
Yeah.
I don't know what brought me down that path. But let's do some waiver wires for week 12, and we're going to discuss each position ad nauseum, and tell you who to pick up for the week. So if you're still at this point streaming quarterbacks, we'll start there. And there's always the same 3 guys on the list. Did Daniel Jones have a good game last night?
No, he did not.
Okay, so what the frick's he doing on this list?
I don't know.
Don't pick up Daniel Jones. I'm good.
First 4 weeks of the season, Daniel Jones was fantastic. Since week 4, though, he's been hot garbage.
Yeah. All right, so I will say the number 1 guy is probably got to be Cam Newton.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know what the Panthers are going to look like. Do you remember Cam beginning of last season with the Patriots? Arm was still fresh. Didn't have to run around all off season. He was at home all the time and training and working out and getting ready for the season. In the first 5-6 weeks of the season, it looked real good. And then he got COVID. And then after that, I don't know if it was COVID or just Cam Newton late season. But after about 6 to 10 games, he started to fall off. So, interestingly enough, they only are going to have him for like 8 weeks or so. So you might get the best of Cam in these 8 weeks. But he had in 4-point touchdown league, he had 26 fantasy points.
That's pretty good.
He did, however, only have 189 passing yards on 21 completions. Is that an
That's kind of gross.
That's going to be like 5 or 6 yards per
that's
pass.
kind of gross.
Yeah. But either way, he had 2 passing touchdowns, 46 rush yards, and then I think he had 3 total touchdowns in the game. So for me, like when you look at Cam, obviously the big draw to Cam is the fact that he rushes, and if they get into the goal line and like they're either giving it to McCaffrey or they're running it with Cam, and Cam provides a very high upside of scoring a rushing touchdown in the game. He's got 2 consecutive ones since coming back. So if he scores a rushing touchdown in a game, that's really good. And if he does other things really well, which he kind of did in the last week, it means good things for the week. But he get a good base floor. If he can get 10 fantasy points passing, that's great. But he'll get around 10 fantasy points possibly on a game just rushing. So that's a reason why to pick him up. And I don't think this is just a pickup for the week because he does play Miami this week, which is a very, very good matchup. So that's streamable. But he's got Miami, bye week, Atlanta, and then Buffalo, which is going to be tough. Tampa, a little bit easier, and then New Orleans, real easy for the championship week. So I think Cam's a good add just for the rest of the season, not just for this week, and we'll see if he can continue to have good fantasy performances going down the stretch. But I've seen good things, not passing wise, but
yeah. I've seen good things too. I mean, he did have some good throws. I watched a lot of that game. He also had moments where he looked like Cam Newton from last year. Yeah. And like
I gotta watch
some
that
disgusting
game. I only saw
throws.
Cam Newton throws.
Yeah, he had some really bad ones. Yeah. But he also made some really good plays. He's already 5 touchdown passes away from what he did last season already.
What did he have?
3 touchdown passes.
I thought he had 11.
No, he only had 8 passing touchdowns last year.
Holy crap.
Yeah. He had 12 rushing, though. So, I mean, kind of 20 total touchdowns.
Did he have a year under Matt Rule?
I don't think he did.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I think he got hired and then they moved on from him.
Because it wasn't Matt Rule's first year last year.
It might have been.
The Panthers? I want to say it was.
So. I think 2019 was his first year.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if that was the case, then he would have.
Either way, I don't know why maybe he was right. Maybe his arm feel is better.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he still had some garbage throws, but overall, though, he did play really well, I think, with all things considered. And against Miami, it's a good matchup. Atlanta's a great matchup after the bye. Buffalo's kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa has been decent, and then New Orleans is a good matchup. So he has mostly good matchups rest of the season. So he should definitely be picked up if you're streaming, and like you could plug and play him depending on the week.
Yeah, I agree. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but is it me or is the quarterback play in the NFL this year really bad?
It seems like it.
Patrick Mahomes went on a stretch of sucking. I heard the stat the other day before last night. Brady had thrown 5 picks in 2 games.
Honestly, the last few weeks, Brady has not looked good.
He did look good last night against the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, but before that was...
Yeah, he wasn't.
I don't know.
Somebody told me that, and I was like, wait a minute. I haven't been watching Bucs
even the Giants, so like the first... He did look good overall, but there was some plays where I was like, ugh, that he made it.
Yeah, he might be starting to... Well, it is late season, so...
Yeah.
But either way, the quarterback play has been just... Like, I can't think of one quarterback that has just been, like, blowing people out of the water.
Yeah. That's why Derrick Henry was going to win MVP before he got hurt.
I wanted to see... I don't think a running back has ever won MVP.
It's been a while, but yeah.
Been a while. But anyway, I wanted to reference that because I feel like there's so many quarterbacks that are just not... Like, look at Jalen Hurts might not have a starting job next year, and he's the QB1 overall in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, he also has 8 rushing touchdowns for 600 rushing yards. But he's actually been pretty good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. So, like we said, Cam Newton, definitely a guy that you want to add. Some might say Carson Wentz against Tampa. Tampa had lost a lot of players in their secondary and, basically started allowing a lot more. They've come into their own at this point in the season. I think they've gotten some players back. They're gotten more healthy. So the Tampa Bay secondary is a little bit better. I don't know if we want to add Carson Wentz. Especially coming off the last 2 weeks where we had 7 against Jacksonville, 14 against Buffalo, 11 against Buffalo.
They're finally giving Jonathan Taylor 25 carries a game.
Yeah, I mean, and look, they're winning, so
yeah,
could go either way. But yeah, so I don't like Carson Wentz this week. I don't know if you do.
I don't dislike him because I do think they're going to have to throw the ball more against Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. But I don't think he's getting like 25 fantasy points. Like you plug him in there and just hope that he plays okay. I think his floor is decently high because, like I said, they're going to throw the ball a lot. But I'm not expecting a big game from him.
Yeah,
I'd rather Cam Newton for sure.
Okay. Teddy Bridgewater coming off a bye, going up against Chargers D. They've been going to get quarterbacks. I'd say no on him.
I would agree.
I wouldn't do this, but what are your thoughts about Mac Jones against Tennessee?
Oh, Mac attack. Yeah, probably not. I mean, he's had like 2 good weeks. Well, he's had 1 week over 22, and then against Cleveland he had 19, which I would consider decent.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Titans been good against quarterbacks though?
Not according to Sleeper. I can pull it up. I can pull it up right now. I got it in front of me. They have given up so far this year 20 fantasy points to the quarterback position per game, which is 5th in the NFL. 5th easiest matchup.
So maybe, I mean, I would start him over Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, I would too. My concern with Mac is that the way the Patriots run their offense works for the NFL and beating teams there, but it doesn't really work for fantasy. One of Mac Jones's best games of the season was against Cleveland, and he only threw 198 passing yards.
I was gonna say it's the passing yards. I mean, he's only thrown over 300 yards once.
And it's because he's honestly the rushing game has been so good that they don't really need to throw it all that much. You've seen, like, in the first couple weeks of the season here, Mac had 39, 30, 51, 40, 30 pass attempts. And then since that week against Houston where he threw 30 times, he's had 21, 36, 35, 18, 23, and 26 pass attempts.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I don't
like if he was throwing 35 pass attempts a game, then there's a good shot that he would get up to 250, 300 yards. But it's, and against Tennessee, who knows? Maybe he has to pass the ball more, but I don't know. I'm not really interested in Mac this week either. Is there any other quarterbacks? Because I feel like this list is just dead.
No. I think that's it. It's really the end of the list.
Okay. Let's move to the next position, which is the running back position. There are some intriguing guys here, but like I said, this late in the season, it's really not that great of a situation. I would pick up Latavius Murray. That would be probably one of my favorite guys to pick up, because he would be coming back from injury, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
So he would end up being the number one running back for...
Do you think they would still go with Freeman, though? The way he's been playing?
No.
I mean, I don't know if he's been playing good. Fantasy-wise, he has, but 3 yards a carry last 2 weeks. It's kind of
Murray he came back and he played and he saw 12 touches, Latavius Murray, this week. I think it looked as though they were kind of easing him back in. But, yeah, I think I would add Latavius Murray because there's always a shot that he ends up being, the feature guy there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you disagree with that. The running back position sucks.
Yeah, I mean, to me, they're both kind of... It's just like, I'm not sure if they were easing him into it or Devonta Freeman has just taken over the role. And we won't be able to tell until next week, really, and further down the line. But even if Freeman has taken over, they could always switch.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's an RBBC either way. I think he's probably worth a pickup just because the running back position is so bad, but I'm not excited about him at all.
Okay. What about Ty Johnson?
The Jets, I was going to say, well, Michael Carter's out for a couple weeks. So the Jets running back situation could be pretty good. I would choose Ty Johnson, even though he had 1 carry this week. That's kind of gross. Did Michael Carter get hurt I did not watch hate to break it to everybody, but I didn't watch the Jets-Dolphins game.
How could you not watch that game?
It looks like he got hurt in the first half. So Ty Johnson had an okay snap percentage, but doesn't look like he really had any carries even after he got hurt. And yeah, they were.
Okay, so
Tevin Coleman got 5 carries, so he might get more of the rushing work, and then Ty Johnson.
So we're trying to figure out which bad running back to pick up.
I don't know. I would pick up Ty Johnson between the two because I think he's got a little bit more left in the tank,
and he's got pass catching upside too. Because
he's a good pass catcher.
The best week 5, 7, and 8 he had. In week 9 he had 10, 10, 17, and 11. But in those games he had like 6 or 7 targets. So and that was with Michael Carter in the lineup.
Right.
Obviously this week he didn't really get much of a run on things, but I think this is the guy to have. Tevin Coleman kind of close.
I think Tevin Coleman's going to get like
if you're desperate for
carries.
A Jets running back.
Yeah, I know. Well, at this point in the year, and plus Michael Carter's been good. So I mean,
right. We just got news pre-show too that Philip Lindsay just got cut, and so Mark Ingram traded, Philip Lindsay cut. That leaves DJ in the backfield.
It does.
David Johnson. And this is
Don't forget about Rex Burkhead, bro.
Oh, God. Get the freak out of here. Of course they wouldn't cut him.
Dude, Rex Burkhead had 18 carries this week.
Are you freaking kidding me?
18. Yeah, you want to hear what he had per yard per carry, though?
Ooh.
18 carries for 40 yards, 2.2 yards per carry.
It sounds like they cut the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I have no idea.
Yeah, David Johnson hasn't really gotten a lot of opportunity. He has been getting some pass catching work. But this week he did have 16 touches. So I don't know if they're shifting to David Johnson rest of season to be like, hey, because he's been there. It looks like he hasn't been their goal line back either. There's a lot of goal line opportunities in Houston, but I would add him speculatively.
I would add him too. I think if he's available, David Johnson is the guy to have.
109-year-old running back.
Yeah.
What was Houston doing? Just signing a bunch of old men and then Philip Lindsay and cutting.
How is David Johnson owned in our league?
It's stupid. Is what it is. You were like, I'm gonna grab another back.
I mean, no, I was just looking at it. I was like, oh, yeah. Maybe.
So I would say those are the only guys really to pick up at the running back position this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the list.
Let's talk about wide receivers. So following the Robert Woods injury, I think Van Jefferson continues to be the number one add at the wide receiver position. I don't think he did amazing.
No, he didn't.
The game where Odell came in and played, but the Rams kind of sucked lately anyway. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
They lost 2 in a row.
I know they've lost 2 in a row. I don't know where that's going, but I know the role for Van Jefferson hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't change. And if you watched any of that first game with Odell and that stupid butt wide receiver, Ken Schwarneck or whatever the frick his name is, what the hell is what I can't remember his name. Sean McVay doing?
Yeah,
put Van Jefferson in the slot. Put literally anyone else besides a rookie wide receiver who sucks.
It's because they activated Odell and they wanted to ease him into it, but they really weren't going to play him this week.
Yeah,
he only had 27% snap percentage.
Either way, getting heated about. I just don't understand.
I think next week Odell's snap percentage is going to be like 70%.
Yeah, I agree. This isn't Madden though. I play Madden and I find a guy, on the waiver wire, a 7th round pick, and I just target his brains out.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he becomes a number 1 wide receiver. Like Sean McVay's trying to play Madden right now. Guy, stop. But anyway, so either way, I don't think Van Jefferson's moving into the slot because I don't think that's his role. But the role that he had when it was just Cooper Kupp, Bob Woods, is essentially the same. It really hasn't changed. So he's going to get 6 to 8 targets a game, and I think that's worth having on your team.
Yeah. No, it is, especially if the Rams throw the ball like 50 times a game or 40 times a game still, even though Van Jefferson's like the 3rd, maybe even the 4th option in that offense. If Odell becomes Odell, which hasn't changed from the beginning of the year for Van Jefferson, he's still probably worth an add just because he's going to, like you said, he's going to get like 7 targets a game. And he could turn one of those into a big play easily. So, yeah, he's definitely worth an add. He should be rostered in leagues. It's just, I don't know. Again, not super exciting, but he should be at least be on a roster.
I agree. Marquez Valdes-Scantling had 20 points, I think, or something stupid.
Yeah. He does that like once every like 5 weeks.
I know, and then everyone says, I'm going to draft him this year because he's a 2nd wide receiver. No thanks.
It's because Alan Lazard was out too.
Yeah, he had 10 targets, 123 yards, but only completed like 4 of those. So
right.
Yeah, so I don't want anything to do with Scantling.
I don't really either. If Lazard is out again, though, I mean, maybe if you are desperate, you can add him. But yeah, no.
And then Robbie Anderson's another guy that I'm kind of like gross on. It
is gross, but Cam Newton actually likes him.
He's had 6 targets in 2 games. 12 targets in 2 games, so he's averaging 6. I mean, I guess he should be rostered, especially if there's like some interest there in Cam Newton throwing to Robbie Anderson, which Sam Darnold was not doing. But I just don't think he's a good receiver. So
yeah,
that was a waste of money, that contract.
Yeah, I agree.
I would look at Cedric Wilson. This is not a long play. This is a very short term. CeeDee Lamb has a concussion. Amari might not play. Add.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because Amari Cooper is out. He's officially out for Thursday.
And CeeDee's not out yet.
CeeDee is not. CeeDee has a chance, but if he got a concussion, I would imagine don't think he would. Yeah, I don't think he's going to play.
I think it was a minor concussion, though. I don't want to speak for any medical professionals, but he looked a little. Did you see that play? Did you watch any of the Cowboys game?
A little bit.
So it was the end of the half, and Dak chucked it to the end zone, and CD tried to catch it, and the cornerback like jumped in front of him, and then he landed back and hit his head. And he got up, and he was walking to the sideline, and he just looked out of it, and I was like, there's something wrong. And then they come back from the half, and they're like, CD Lamb out for the rest of the half with a concussion. Ugh. I'm like, oh, frick me. So,
and I know you're a Dalton Schultz hater, but would you start him with if CD Lamb and Amari Cooper out? Probably. He had like 10 targets again.
He'll get a good target share this week. That's probably a good start.
He had 8 targets, actually.
Raiders?
They're Raiders, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's not bad start. I don't think there's anyone else at the wide receiver position. Kendrick Bourne has actually been kind of intriguing to me the last couple weeks because he seems to be the only wide receiver that they want to throw the ball to when they.
He's definitely jumped Aguilar, I will say. He's clearly I don't know if you would say he's the first receiving option like him or Jacoby Myers, but he's definitely 1A, 1B.
It's interesting too because he only gets 43% of the snaps.
Because he's never out there for the. They put N'Keal Harry out for like every run play.
He's starting to get more targets. That guy.
I know they gave him 2 whole targets this week.
Ooh, that's better than the 1 whole target he usually gets. But anyway,
I know.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other wide receivers that I would want to add at this point.
Yeah,
all right, let's move to tight end quickly. We have Logan Thomas. I believe he's still on IR.
I think he's getting activated actually this week.
Early in the season, he had 10-7-10.
Which for a tight end is
it's pretty good.
Solid.
And he has a good schedule down the stretch, so I would add Logan Thomas.
Yep. I think we've said that on this show though every week.
Conklin has taken the place of Irv Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's actually been decent from time to time. And if you're in a dire need of a tight end against San Francisco, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But outside of those 2 guys, I'm not.
Yeah. It's a gross list, bro. You don't want Evan Ingram in his 5 targets, 2 catches for 12 yards.
No.
Yeah, he had a good week 2 weeks ago.
He does have he has some good weeks, and then
dude, our boy Adam Trotman from the offseason finally had a breakout game. Had like 18 fantasy points this week.
Friggin' A, dude.
Oh, never mind. He only had
14.
He had like 17 in PPR.
He's been seeing 14. An increase in target share, and I've been keeping a close eye on him because I was like, oh.
He has been getting targets the last like few weeks.
And that's probably because of Semien.
Yeah. Oh, but he got hurt. Out 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, frick me. So why is he on this list?
That's a
Sleeper's wasted. I mean, not Sleeper. Fantasy Pros is wasted right now. They're so done with the waiver wire as we are. This is like the most boring show I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, look. It's like, that GIF of the avocado.
Yeah, it's an avocado.
Van Jefferson's just the avocado. Oh, it's an avocado. Thanks.
Oh, that's so cool.
But anyway, yeah, there's your waiver wire list for the week, unless you have any other tight ends, Rick.
No, I think that's
okay. There you go. Waiver wire for week 12. Hopefully, there's more interesting guys next week. This week's interesting. We got Thanksgiving. We got a big Thanksgiving themed show. We're not themed, but show tomorrow, and then next content Friday, Saturday. We'll see you then, guys.
Later.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.